It's your boy Chris Denner here for another episode of Chris Denner is Not a Robot, and today we're going to be talking about this image. With me as ever is Indy, and today we're talking about sparklers. Sparklers. Basically grabbing stuff and setting fire to it and having it near your face. That sounds pretty awesome, right? I mean, who doesn't love images like this? So, sparklers are incredibly popular, particularly for winter weddings when it's dark at night. And there's something that I quite enjoy shooting. However, there is a couple of golden rules that you have to follow to get the absolute best sparkler photos. So, if you want to get a photo like this, created in how we call a sparkler tunnel, very similar to the confetti, very similar to where the couple would walk between the guests. And we arrange everybody so they're facing one another, they get their sparklers, and the couple walk between them, and the sparklers are held up nice and high, nice and high. As you can see with this image, the couple turned to each other halfway down and had a little kiss. Now that's really important for me. As with my confetti video, sparklers are only as good as the couple's intimacy. I can't stress that enough, people. Sparklers are awesome, sparklers are fun, but if the couple look bored, or even worse, if they look scared, running up and down the sparkler tunnel, it's just not going to work, and it isn't going to be a good memory for the couples. So one thing that I would always say for every couple to think about first is safety. Safety. So this image was created in January last year. Now, one thing that I will stress first, the first thing you do when you're organising a tunnel for sparklers is anybody drunk or anybody being a bit of a knobhead, straight out. I've shot so many of these where people have come close to getting me in the eye with a sparkler. I've been burnt on the back of the neck with a sparkler. People think it's hilarious to get a sparkler and get nice and close to you. It's not so good if you're getting close to the couple and they've got a ton of hairspray on their hair. It's going to end up very, very Michael Jackson. We line everybody up. We tell everybody, keep them sparklers nice and high. We don't want the sparklers getting anywhere near the couple's face. I always advise that you buy long fuse sparklers, usually about a minute to 90 seconds. And then what we need is lots and lots of lighters. And we also need buckets of sand. The buckets of sand are to get rid of the sparklers afterwards. That's what we need to do. We need to tidy up the area afterwards. So as soon as everyone's ready, I'll count them in. 3, 2, 1. Everybody kind of lights the sparklers. Here's a hot tip for you. Once a sparkler's lit, touch another sparkler. Easy for me to say. Sparkler! Touch a sparkler to it, it will light almost instantly. So this image was created with the couple slowly walking towards me, and this is something I like to do with all my couples, is I always say there's no point charging up and down the sparkler tunnel. What we want to do is maybe do 2 or 3, 4 steps, turn to each other, snog. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 steps, snog. So that's where we're at with the sparklers so far. Now, I know what you're saying, right, I've got sober guests, I've got a clear night, everything's looking great. It's really flipping dark outside. How do you light it, Chris? Don't worry, fam, I've got you. So, this image, there's 2 ways to light it. The first thing that I would recommend people do is get hold of one of these. Flash gun, love flash guns. I'm a strobist. Anyone that's familiar with my work on my Instagram will know that. A flash is just that, it's artificial light, just popping these out like that. Really, really useful for all manner of photos. So I always like flash. The other thing I like to use, particularly for the sparkler tunnel, are these things, LEDs. Now, if a flash is just that, a flash of light, an LED is a constant light source, as you can see here. Ooh, spooky. No, it's not spooky, shut up. As you can see, they're constant light sources. So with this image, when I'm lighting sparkler tunnels, is this quite simple. I use both light sources. So the first thing I do, I put a flash, one of these things, on a stand, I call it a kicker, you can call it what you want, but I call it a kicker. That's behind the couple. This is just firing out, remote triggered from the camera, and what that's doing is it's capturing all the smoke from the sparklers, anything that's blown up in the air. If people are having a vape, that also looks cool. It's behind them, it's silhouetting them, it's picking them out. And then I'm right in front of the camera. In front of the camera, front of the couple, camera's in front of the couple. Easy for me to say. The other thing I like to do then is have the LED. Have the LED, no, shut up, have the LED in front of the couple. So what that's doing is the camera's able to focus, but it's also throwing some available light on. So I've got the kicker from behind, I've got this LED, I've got all the natural nice light from the sparklers coming in, and that's it. That's how I light it. I like to take my time. I don't like to rush these. Anybody that's seen me shoot one of these at a wedding know that I'm there for usually about 4 or 5 minutes with the guests, explaining what we want to do, making sure everyone's in the right position, recommending that everybody knows exactly what's expected of them in terms of keeping the sparklers nice and high, because no one wants to get burned at a wedding. No, that's not fun, especially the couple. You don't want to burn the couple. God, can you imagine? Nightmare. Anyway, then 3, 2, 1, go, fire. It's utter chaos at that point. So you have to have your lighting ready. For me, that's a combination of LED and it's a combination of flash. Now, my number one rule for sparklers, call it Chris's big rule, don't be a dick. Honestly, don't be a dick with sparklers. Technical, fast shutter speed. Fast shutter speed. You've got your LED light there. You want to make sure your camera's focusing nice and sharp. Everything's nice and sharp. There's no blur. You've got your kicker behind. That's great. I like a shallow depth of field when I'm shooting this. I want things to come in and out of focus. I want it to be quite mysterious. I want lots of energy. That's really what I'm thinking of for technical. ISO as low as I can get it. We are shooting at night. I don't want a high ISO if I can help it. You might have to push your ISO a little bit because you are working with available light, but everything's a trade-off. You've got your kicker behind, you've got your LED, you should be okay. So this image is entirely achievable, and I do recommend you go out and have some fun. But remember Chris's golden rule, don't be a dick and prepare properly first. Well, there's that show. That's that episode done, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful. As ever, Indy was beside me offering loads of input. I swear she sleeps for about 20 hours a day. The next episode, though, is something that's going to be really cool and something that I absolutely love. Destination weddings. I'm going to be talking about this wedding coming at the screen now. So that's right. On the next episode, I'm going to be talking about destination weddings. Destination weddings broadly, but specifically this wedding in New York. New York. A city so great they named it twice, and my favorite city on the planet. So I'm going to be breaking down this wedding, specifically this image, telling you the story behind the day, how we shot it, but more of the approach and overview of how you would approach a destination wedding. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like, don't forget to comment, and I will see you for the next episode where we're talking all things destination weddings.